Welcome back to The Narrative. I'm your storyteller, Callistra Faria. Joining me now, the opposition leader of Guyana, Aubrey Norton, and the political leader of the People's National Congress Reform, the upcoming Congress later this month. He's going to be talking to me about that and other issues related to the party. Welcome to the program, sir.
Good morning to you and your listening and viewing audience, and thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you as always. You've announced a date for the Congress. June 28 to 30 is when it's going to happen. But this Congress seems to be building up to be a very intense one. The leadership challenge is on, and two members of the party are challenging you. And are you in full preparation to defend your position, or your full?
Yes, we are in full preparation. In fact, one of the most important phases of the Congress would have occurred. That is the nominations, which was done in the full view of the press and the party persons present. And in those nominations, I have out-nominated my opponents. I think it's an indication of the political work I have been doing, both in the party and in the country. So we are prepared. As a candidate, I'm prepared. And as a party, we are prepared. We are seeking to put all the logistical things in place, all the documentation, etc., so that we will have a successful Congress.
There is this thought in the region that, and we've been seeing some of it happening in St. Kitts, even in Guyana, with the age of your current president of Finale, St. Kitts, that the elder statesmen of the region should sort of make way for new blood and younger blood in the politics of the region. But in St. Vincent, in Grenada, the old guard is holding on to their various political parties. Do you have that same challenge in Guyana? Are you under pressure to sort of make room for young blood and new blood within the PNCR?
Well, anyone who recognized how I campaigned when I became leader in 2021, I campaigned with a young team. I am 67 this year, but all the members around me, or most of them, a lot of them are under 40 or between 40 and 50. So there is a young team. The chairman, Sherwin Holt, is in his 30s. The vice chairman also, I think, is about 30, Vintroy Jordan. All of the persons around me are young. So I do not see the same issue. What I do know is that as the political leader, it is my responsibility to prepare a lot of these young people to be able to take control of the party and continue to develop it. Amongst the persons who are with me, even though they are young, they have more years in the party than some of the people who are challenging me. So I'm satisfied that in terms of the party, we are doing well.
Now, earlier you said that you were out-nominated. You out-nominated all of your challengers. But there are questions about your involvement in the preparations for the election. Talk of factions within the party and the fact and your faction being in control of even managing the elections. Are you concerned about any sort of questions of maybe impropriety or conflict of interest?
Well, let's deal first with the nominations. Groups across the country do the nomination. And when the groups finish doing their nomination, they send it to the regions, and the regions bring them down. Therefore, you cannot be involved in any manipulation of the nomination. And the talk about me being in charge of the process, I am convener of the Congress, I'm director of the Congress, meaning I do everything to call the meetings and ensure the Congress is held and held properly. But when it comes to the accreditation, it is done by a separate entity. And the person who's the returning officer is a well-respected member of our party, but he's not a member of our party, he used to be. He's now on the outside, Vincent Alexander, who has always been a unanimous choice for returning officer. So I see no problems when it comes to the question of the integrity of the election process. As is usual, that process will be open and fair.
And do you have a slate going into the the Congress? Do you have a slate that of people that you would like to be part of your leadership team with you? And have you
Yes,
approached them and made alliances?
yes, we have a leadership team we are going with. There are some persons who were elected in the last time, and there are going to be some new persons that we are campaigning for to ensure that a united team is elected. I want to make it very clear that the base of our party is united. There might be clashes for the position of leader, but when it comes to the base of our party, all across our country, our membership is united. And I think the nominations were indicative of the fact that you have a united base that is prepared to nominate in a fair way, and we'll have an election in a fair way. And at the end of it, I do not think the results could be challenged. Well, I shouldn't say can it be challenged? It could be challenged, but not on any substantive grounds of irregularity, etc. There will always be people who, in an election, who will say that something went wrong. But generally, the credibility of the election, I think, will not be challenged.
And your slate is Amanza Desire, who seems to be one of the challengers in the leadership coming up, and said to be a popular option. Is she part of your slate or not? Because she's challenging you.
No, she is not part of my slate. She's a challenger. Of course, after the Congress, at the last Congress, Roysdale Ford ran on a slate that was opposed to me, on Joe Harmon's slate. After the Congress was through, I brought him in as a member of the executive. He was co-opted. Amanza is not on the slate. Amanza is a challenger, and therefore she will not be on the slate.
Will there be one of the issues that came across my attention are threats of maybe reprisals after this challenge, after this Congress challenge, if you remain as the leader of the party. Can you speak to that, please? Can people like Walt Desire and the other challenger, I'm not having his name in front of me right now, can they be assured of a place within the party should you remain?
Well, they're already assured. They are already assured of a place within the party. They are parliamentarians. Both of them are shadow ministers, and so they are assured of a place in the parliament. As it relates to the party membership will decide.
Well, the party, that's what I'm asking, the party, not the parliament.
The party membership, this is an election. Mm-hmm. The party members will elect who they want to lead the party. I will abide by the results of the party membership.
But should they fail to be elected and you remain as the leader of the party,
I will be open to discussions with them, but I must recall that I did co-op some the last time, and rather than working to build the party, they were pulling us down. And I have to take into consideration the fact that some people have taken a position that they will not cooperate unless they are leader of the party. So it is in that context I will deal with it, but I am all for a united approach in the party. But you know, they say it takes two hands to clap.
True, true. Now, there was the issue of a Facebook post described as misogynistic, and you condemned it. Have you been able to get to the bottom of it to figure out because it seems to be a bit of dirty playing there leading up to the Congress.
Many people believe that it was the People's Progressive Party that did it, that they want to push division. It's not only on Amanza, they did one on Roysdale Ford, which I condemn. What they did is to use the template that I am using and to put it as if it was something posted by us. I can say publicly it was not posted by us. I have said to all our supporters that we should not attack anybody personally, and I have not been involved in attacking anyone personally. Those who remember the 2021 elections, there were many attacks against me, and I didn't attack anybody personally because I wanted in the post-election period to be able to bring everybody together. Unfortunately, some people have decided that they wouldn't work as a unit, as a team.
Now, the last go around, you were in a coalition with the AFC. They also have their Congress coming up. A decision was made that both parties would go to their separate corners and revitalize themselves. Um, have you gotten to a place now? Have you gotten to a place now where you have decided whether or not you will fight in the ring together at the next national elections in Guyana? Where are you with
I
the
believe,
AFC?
I believe we are better together. I believe it is in our interest to go to the elections together. But always remember, political parties are diverse things, and there are persons in political parties who do not want to see an approach. For me, I would say to you, once I am leader and the AFC is willing, we will go as a coalition to the next election.
In terms of the base of the party and the state of the party right now, I was looking through some feeds in mainstream media regarding the PNCR, and I came across a letter to the editor that was published in Kaitra News, um, where they are suggesting that the party is not as well organized and united and the base as it should be, and that you're basically not listening to anybody. Speak to that, please.
Let me start by saying, when I became leader of the party, we didn't have a function in Region 9. We now have a functioning region in Region 9 in the Rupununi. In the last election, we lost votes in Region 6. We now have a functioning body throughout Region 6 doing political work on the quarantine all around. On the East Bank, again, we didn't do well. We have organized on the East Bank to the point where we have an East Bank district. So I'm saying to you that since I have been leader, we have been out there. If you follow the Facebook posts, you will see we went out there, we engaged the people, we developed hope in them, instilled confidence, and now we are at a point where the people are supporting us and prepared to get rid of the People's Progressive Party. That is the reality. So I would say the base is united, though there are some persons who seem to believe if it is not them, then nothing should happen.
And you believe that you're in a position strong enough where you can actually have a better showing at the next elections? Because some doubt that. Some people are really questioning
Well, they will,
where
look,
PNCR is right
to the
now.
extent that people want to be presidential candidate, they will always be doubting. But what you need to do is to check the base of the party and the comments of the base of the party, and you will see they believe we are in a strong place. Why would they? Why would 170 something of the party groups nominate me against 20 of the others, 20 and 9? It is because the base is awakened, the consciousness of the base is rising, the political work is occurring in the base. Let us not forget, there were those who were saying that we would have been decimated in the local government elections. We did well in the local government elections. Some of them are willing to forget that at the last local government election, we lost Buxton Falls. We won it back in the last local government election. And this is not doing it just casually. This is while the PPP has endless money and is bribing voters left, right, and center. And it had to be a significant feat for us to hold on to our stronghold and do the things we did with limited resources. We're now in a position where we're gaining resources to be able to take on the People's Progressive Party. So I believe we're in a much better position than we were when I became leader in 2021. When I became leader in 2021, the international community was not speaking to us as a result of the election impasse. We have engaged the international community, and the international community is engaging us. And I think the party is in a much better position. In terms of public relations, we are doing much better. We have returned education and training to the party. We have mobilized a number of young people. And immediately after the Congress, it is our intention to relaunch the Guyana Youth and Student Movement and create a vibrant youth organization.
Speaking of elections, the voters list continues to be a platform that a clean voters list continues to be one of the platform issues for the PNCR. Just this week, protests in Guyana demanding and calling for a clean voters list. But that seems to be an uphill battle. I mean, we talk about the last elections, and that was, very rocky and shaky time for Guyana. And still the problem persists. It seems to be an uphill battle that you may not win, that you may go into the next general elections, national elections in Guyana, with that same list.
These things are not events, they are processes. It's not just an event. On the one hand, I think the international community is calling for a clean voters list. We have added biometrics. We are engaging the international community. We continue to protest. We are optimistic that there will be changes. But as a political party, we prepare for any eventuality. One of the things about war is you fight it with what you have at your disposal, not what you would like to have. So we will continue to fight for clean voters list. We are optimistic that there will be changes. But at the same time, we are also preparing for any eventuality.
On the narrative, and I'll see you next time, and good luck with the Congress coming up on June 20th.
Thanks, and we will do the work, not to worry.
All right. Thanks.
Okay.
This is The Narrative. I'm your storyteller, Callisto Rivera, speaking with Aubrey Norton, the political leader of the People's National Congress Reform in Guyana and that country's opposition leader. The Congress coming up from June 28 to 30. He's being challenged for the leadership of the party. More when we come back.